All right, that was LeBron James earlier today on SiriusXM. We bring in Sam Amico from AmicoHoops.net. He had .com, but he crashed it this week because there's been so much talk about the Cavaliers in the offseason here and free agency. First, let's start with LeBron James and something he just said. I'm going to get better for next season. I believe it when he says it.
Well, yeah, he puts in the work. He's a guy who puts in the work, obviously. Off-season is a big time for guys like LeBron James, the stars, and that's when they get back in the gym. They look forward to getting back into the gym and doing work. We've heard, a couple years ago he was working out here with Kevin Durant. I don't know that he has anything like that planned this year, but he will do, a lot of workouts with other guys and on his own, and a lot of NBA players do that. But when you hear LeBron James say it and do it, he always works to, remember last year he kind of remade his body a little bit, came in a lot thinner. He'll try some experiments in terms of his body and getting his body ready again in the offseason.
All right, Sam, he signs a contract again. It's a one-year deal essentially with an option for him if he wants to come back on the second year of this deal, which makes absolutely no sense for a guy that's looking at probably cracking $30 million next year, right?
Right. Well, that's what this is all about. It's all about a business decision. It took him no time to re-sign this year. It'll take him no time to re-sign next year.
All right, so let's talk. I think my big question about this is the timing of it, because I think a lot of us thought, well, LeBron's going to wait to sign this deal just to put a little bit of pressure on the Cavs for Tristan Thompson. But they separated the two deals, which to me, it was like a huge, bold step. I was surprised that LeBron did it, but to me, that's kind of the mature thing to do, isn't it?
Well, LeBron's his own player, his own person, and I think that we forget that. Yes, his agent also represents Tristan Thompson, but at the same time, LeBron's got to look after LeBron and take care of himself, and I think we make too much of that. They're not a package deal, okay? Nobody implied that they were a package deal. LeBron certainly didn't, Tristan Thompson didn't, and Rich Paul didn't. They're separate entities, separate guys, and going to do their own thing. So that's
but at the movie premiere, he did come out and say, hey, we need to sign Tristan. And he talked about JR too a little bit. But so let's talk about Tristan and the fact that you talk about the money with Tristan, and people say, well, is he a max player? For me, when I look at this Tristan Thompson deal, it's if you let him go, and I'm not saying you're going to let him go, you're still over the cap and you still have issues. You might as well sign your own guys, and if you got to overpay, then so be it. It's a quandary that I don't think a lot of people are thinking about.
Well, it's not that big of a deal, because here's the thing, Andy. He's not a max player. I don't think he's a max player. I don't think anybody thinks he's a max player except for Tristan and his agent, and that's fine. They should think that. But the truth is he's not. But it's not a big conundrum, because not very many teams have enough money to be able to fit him into the salary that the Cavs are offering him. Maybe Portland, if, what happens with Enes Kanter, who went to Oklahoma City, or from Oklahoma City to Portland, if Kanter goes back to Oklahoma City, Portland will have comparable money to what the Cavs could offer. But even if he signs with Portland for that amount of money, the Cavs can just match. So the Cavs are in a good position. I think that Tristan Thompson knows he's coming back. Rich Paul knows that Tristan Thompson's coming back. It's just a matter of if and or when and for how much, not if.
I think the other thing that happened this week is when Kevin Love re-upped like this, and Jason Lloyd said yesterday out at the Vegas League that Kevin Love never even had an interview scheduled with the Lakers. Not at all.
Right.
And so I don't know where that comes from, whose camp that's coming out. A lot of guys were saying that, he was going to meet with the Lakers. But to me, Kevin Love stepped up, found LeBron James, got things out of the way, and said, we're going to make this thing work, and I'm excited to come back and be a Cavalier. Well, I think it's the best story of the week that kind of just got swept under the rug because the drama wasn't as big as the hype that would led up to it.
We haven't heard about it since. He signed, and that was the end of the story. That's amazing. But that's the way the world works now. Somebody on social media or some reporter hinted that maybe Kevin Love would want to come home to, not home, but play where he played his college basketball in L.A. and play for the Lakers. Everybody thinks everybody wants to play for the Lakers. It's not working out like that anymore.
Right.
And people want to go because, you know what? Where LeBron James is now is Hollywood. It doesn't matter if it's Cleveland, Ohio. It doesn't matter if it's Timbuktu. If LeBron James is there, you're going to get a lot of attention. You're going to get a lot of endorsements. You're going to get, all the things. And you're going to win a lot of games. If he went out to L.A., he would have had to take less money. He wouldn't have been playing alongside LeBron James. He would have been in a losing situation still, a rebuilding situation. This is the best situation for him. It was a no-brainer.
All right, quickly, I got to talk about two things with you. J.R. Smith, coming back or not, just figure this out. What's the deal?
Well, I think they're trying to find a way to bring him back. But, yes, I would say, Andy, that he will be back. But it'll be a different deal, maybe a 2-year deal, smaller deal per year.
Delhi?
I think Dele will be back, too. I really think everybody's coming back. I really think that.
And Brendan Haywood, from what it seems to me like there's all these different ideas out there, the Cavs are going to have their choice of what they want to do.
Well, they're going to figure that out. Yes, they're going to figure it out, and they're probably going to wait till the last minute, which is July 31st can be the last day that you can trade him, and his contract won't be guaranteed for the rest of the season.
Sam Amico, AmicoHoops.net. Make sure you go hit him for the latest Cavs information news. We're talking tennis. We're talking a couple other things, too, when we come back.